Right then guys, welcome to another episode of Hooked. My name's John Murray and I'm an angling addict, and today I've come back down to Raker Lakes, but I'm on the Horseshoe Lake. -6 overnight. Most of the lakes have got a lid on this morning. I was going to go to Poolbridge Farm and have a go at Horseshoe there, but yeah, too much ice. Haven't got the icebreaker, so stupid me, I've had to come and find somewhere where we can actually get a float in and a bomb out. So this lake normally fishes quite well for skimmers on the inside. I've got some dead reds, some pinkies, some casters, some micro pellets and some 4mm expanders, so we can give them a go and see what we can get out on those. I've also got the bread, so I might just try dobbing to start with. All I've set up is the short whip, basically at about 5 metres. I'm just going to be flicking that out in front of me, pop a few micros in on that line, but as I say, I'll probably dob it to start with. And we've got the bomb and bread option, so I'm actually fishing a little match cube today, and I'll show you that rig set up later. We've got the option to change that out onto a pellet feeder should we start getting a few more bites, so we'll just see how it goes. Anyway, if you enjoy the videos guys, you know the drill by now. Give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode every time I upload one. Okay, let's get some fishing done. Right, so straight off the bat I'm just going to be going with a little bit of punch bread. Just going to dob this in on the line, see if anything's doing. Rig today is an SF1, it's 0.5 gram. We're fishing into about 5 foot of water just on the inside. It's just strung out shots down the line, number 8s, 6 inches from the hook with the dropper, and that currently is a size 16 silverfish barbless match. We'll decrease the hook size if we need to, just going to gauge the response, but if we're fishing 4mm pellets or bread we can probably get away with quite a reasonably large hook, so we'll start with that. We'll just have a little look, try not to kill the peg to start with. As I say, I'm not going far out, I'm just going to be fishing on the end of the 5 metre. It's very bright out there today, the sun is blinding. Fortunately it's just moving around the tree. I can't look up because it blinds me. So I've not even tried this rig in yet. It looks like it might require a little bit of adjustment. Just see if it settles down. Bit of a nightmare today. I've forgotten my out wide camera, which accepts all the microphones, so unfortunately I'm having to record off the body camera for microphone and audio. Haven't got my extra leads, so because I haven't got my cameras I can't get my power packs in, so I'm going to be changing batteries all day long. Hey ho, the challenges of filming and fishing. Right, well I think that rig needs a little bit of adjustment, so just going to pop another number 8 on this. Look how that bread's fluffed up in the water. You can just about see that size 16 in there. Okay, well straight away I can tell that that float's sitting better. If it sinks, I'm in trouble. I think maybe we'd lost a number 8 off it in the box from when it was first set up. Glare off the sun is awkward, so hopefully that'll disappear out of my eye line shortly. There are a few fish topping out there, so there is a bit of activity. Because I'm not fishing on the pole, I can't really tap the micros in directly over the top of the float here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and put a little thimble or just a little nugget of micros into this peg and try the pellet on it. I think I'll feed Pinkie over the top of it as well. See if that brings a response, and then what we'll do is we'll go and have a look on the bomb, see if we can get anything out on the bread on the bomb straight away. Just thought I'd have a little look on the bread on the insides to start with. Okay, no immediate response on bread, so I'm just going to put an extra section on the pole to feed this out. I'm literally just going to put maybe dozen micros in to start with. I'm just going to pick a marker so I know where I'm fishing to. Just looking at one of the branches hanging down on the water over there, lining up with that. Okay, that's the micros in, so I'm just going to have a look on the bomb now. Keep seeing quite a few fish topping on the 3/4 line, 3/4 of the way across. So I'll just have a sling without anything on. Find our range, clip up. Rig today is one of these Preston bombs, so it's got the bolt effect. So you've got the bolt effect if you want it there, so you can just push that in slightly, get a little bolt and it'll still come free. It's just a little micro cube, one of the 10-gram versions, and it's the ICM range, and we can swap these, interchange them for the pellet feeders, cage feeders, method feeders. Brilliant little things really. So it's just an inline system today, but exactly the same setup on the bottom end. We've got the quick stop, fairly long hair, so that we can punch out the discs of bread down to size 16 Camazan B911 again. 15-inch of bottom, so that will pop that bread up quite nicely. And I'm going to use the meat punch again for this one. It's pretty much the same deal as last week. 3 discs of bread on the hair. Out we go. Right, I'm just going to pop about 10 pinkies over this pole line. Nothing on the bomb so far. Same deal as last week, just a tiny bit of tension into the tip. Virtually straight. Right, well so far nothing on the bread, so we've had a couple of chucks. I'll have one more sling. Right, well the old bread line ain't looking too promising right now, so we've got some wafters and some corn, so we'll try that on there shortly. I'm going to come back in and have a look on this pole line. So I'm going to go straight in with one of these soft pellets now. Just a 4mm Dynamite Baits Pro Expander. Put a very tiny amount of the Sweet F1 pellet soak into them when I pumped them yesterday. Just a little bit of extra attraction. We'll try this, and then we'll try a pinkie over the top. Another small roach on pinkie. Wow, that fish has got big eyes. Biting incredibly delicately. So the fickle at the moment, but at least we're getting a few bites. There you go. See, almost dropped it, that fish. The size 20. Get whip out. Yeah, well that's all you can ask for at this time of year, isn't it? Probably could have come with just an handful of pinkies and had done. I don't think it is. Could be a bream. This is the problem when you ain't got a puller kit on. This is when it comes off and I end up in tree. Decent roach. That's a better fish. That's a bonny roach. Right guys, well it's taking a bit of time to get a few fish coming, and they're not coming thick and fast, but we are getting a few bites on the pinkie now. All I'm doing is loose feeding half a dozen pinkies on this rig. I'm just popping the whip over the top, and so that's pretty much all I'm putting in there. Maybe half a dozen to 10 pinkies, and just flicking those in and around, flicking the rig over the top, catching most of these fish on the drop. Just knocked the cameras off while I was having a chat with another angler, and yeah, we probably had a good half a dozen roach while I was doing that. So I say they're not coming thick and fast, but we're getting a few bites, and when it was -6 overnight, that's all that counts. They are just roach, so I think I'm going to go have a look on the bomb and bread shortly, but we'll just get a few more out. Give it half an hour or so, and go and see if we can get something out either on the wafter or the corn. I did try putting a little micro pellet on the hook. I've gone down to a size 20 hook now, so these baits are so fickle. Even with just another bit of foliage on the bottom, even with just a miller tip showing, they're dropping the bait at times. Just watching that float settle down. Last one's settled now, last dropper. Literally just got 1 millimetre of tip showing, and that's just raised up ever so slightly, so something just picked that just as it got towards the bottom. But I've taken 4 or 5 fish on the same pinkie. They're just not marking the bait at all. That's a little lift bite there. Can't really strike at these. You need to wait for the float to bury. There's fish milling about, but they're just not willing to take really. Just trying to trick them by dropping that bait back through the water. Okay, I think we'll rest that line for a little bit. Have a look on the bomb. We'll have a throw with the bread to start with, and then I'm going to try the corn and possibly a wafter. Well, bread don't seem to be having the reaction that we got last week. So we'll try the corn. We'll just go with 1 grain, and we're going to pop it through this way, because it's quite a long hair that we're fishing the bread on. So there's probably 5 mil between the corn and the hook there. See if that can get us a fish. Right, well, we can't seem to tempt a bite on the tip, so I'm going to get back on this whip line. That's a bite. Oh, bumped it. It's just heading off with that. And that fish has actually marked that pinky. Just nipped at the end of it. Right, I'm just going to tidy this gear away, get rid of the feeder stuff. I'm going to focus on this whip line and give it a good couple of hours focus, see what we can get out. Right, that's the gear tidied away, let's get on it. So I'm just going to keep popping small amounts of pinkie in. It seems to be the only thing that's getting us a bite today. Just loose feeding, in and around. And keep flicking that rig over the top. See if we can find a few more of those quality roach. There we go. On the drop. So we just keep small amounts of bait dropping through the water column. Just keep flicking that rig back over the top. They are definitely watching this food down. They're not easy to trick at the moment. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move the telltale shot up. So I'm just going to shift it, take it about, oh, I don't know, 8 inches away from the hook instead of sort of 4 or 5. Just move the other shots up a little bit. Just see if that makes the bites a little bit more positive. You don't get as quick an indication, but just giving it that little bit more freedom to take the bait and not feel the first shot might just help us get slightly more positive bites. So we'll see if that makes a difference. Something playing with that. Still not super positive, these bites. Can't dot the float down anymore. It's barely showing. Yeah, again, something just playing with this. Really difficult to get a positive bite here. That's all. Thought about it, and then eventually took it. Not putting much in, 3 or 4 pinkies. Just keeping something dropping through. Too much bait and it'll be dead, stone dead. Just got to keep them interested. See, even with those 8 pinkies that I've put in, a couple of feeds there, just 4 pinkies at a time, twice. Just trying to keep something dropping through the water, but no bite forthcoming. So I'm just having to work the swim. That's gone. Dropped it through. Took it on the drop. The last couple of fish I'd had to wait for them and the bite develop, but that one took it straight on the drop and it's a better fish. We've tricked it. Don't need the net. But it keeps us entertained. And just look at that pinky. It's not even marked that at all. We can go straight back out on that. As I say, I'm trying to feed and build the swim, but building it's not really easy, so it's just a case of trying to keep something dropping through the column so that we can trick these fish with our bait falling through as well, without overfeeding them. It's hard trying to string fish together. Okay, I'm just going to try the 3mm punch. Just a tiny little bit of punch on this size 20 now. Let's see if that will get us a fish. So nothing on the first attempt on bread. Let's try it again. It's next to nothing really. So that tiny bit of bread stayed on the hook, but we ain't had a bite on it, which is incredible really. So back on the pinky. This is tough fishing today. Hardly surprising the temperatures overnight though. Just trying to string a few fish together. You just got fish for a bite at a time. That's gone. That took up. That fish took that on the drop. He's off. It's gone. Oh, that's a better fish. Oh, hello. Could be a decent roach this. Had a good run there. Go steady. Just let the elastic do the work. Came out of nowhere that. Last 3 or 4 chucks ain't had a bite. Going well. Not giving up. Tiny little hook on this. Oh, it's a bream. Lovely. Well, it just goes to show. Single pinky will take just about anything. Not a huge fish, but that's a real bonus today. Just in the lip there. Well, happy days. Off you go. It's going. We're in. Just feeding there, and another roach. There we go. Took its time to develop that. Another little roach. I think this is going to be probably the last put or last attempt of getting a fish out now. and then I'm going to call it a day. So it's not been electric, but I hope you've seen the pulling power of pinkies and the ability to get a few fish even when it's been -6 overnight. So if you enjoyed the video, guys, don't forget, give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode every time I upload one. Let's see if we can get one more out and we'll call it a day. Something just lifted the float, just a mil. So tentative, these bites. Just looking for the tiniest of movements, but waiting for it to properly go. Not developing. Try and trick it on the way down. Catching on the drop seems to be the best way. We have had a few when it's settled fully. That's gone though. Oh, missed it. They're so quick at times. Sometimes you get these sinking bites when you go through on the drop. They just sail away, but you can't hit them either. Not all the time anyway. It's gone again. There we go. Drop back in. Lovely little roach, just to finish. And do you know what? I'm going to call that a day. So it's been a tough day, but I hope you enjoyed the episode anyway. Thanks for watching, guys. Until the next one, tight lines.